Hello, my name is Brianna Sinclair, and this is my 21st week on HRT. On my channel, I post mostly transgender content, and I do expect to branch out into other topics as well. On my channel, I post mostly transgender content, and if you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. To show me your support. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions, and I would love to be able to answer those as well. Hey, buddy. But yeah, with that, let's get right into the video. Quick measurements update. My hips are 34 1/4, my bust is 35 even, and my waist is 25 1/2. So no change as of yet. And that's perfectly fine. I've been out all week, so I've kind of like completely changed like my diet for a little bit. So I do expect there to be a little bit of like stagnation there, I guess. But now I'm back in the hopes that my progress can continue to go. I went down to visit my wife this past week. We had a wonderful time, and it was pretty interesting. She wants to do a video soon with me on here, and I think that'd be kind of fun, because that way y'all can meet her. My emotions. So, as of right now, my emotional change is pretty consistent. I don't really feel any different as far as my emotions go, other than the fact that I can 100% feel things considerably easier and more. I'm kind of a huge crybaby right now. I don't think my wife has seen me cry this much ever in our whole marriage. Hair reduction and growth, I am not seeing as much of the hair reduction as I'd like. Hair growth, I feel like the hair on my head is growing a little bit more. That's pretty much it. The hair on my arms and legs, I think, is growing a little slower than original, but not enough for me to be like 100%. It's kind of a guesstimation right now. My breast growth. My chest still hurts. Bottom line, it's gonna hurt for a minute, apparently. But yeah, it still hurts. They're still growing. I think they're more expanding out, and that's the kind of the growth I'm experiencing, because I have like a disc. It's like a disc underneath the skin on my chest, and everything else around it seems to be kind of swelling up in reaction to it, and I think that's what the growth is right now. So it's kind of hard to gauge. But I'm taking my measurements the same. I just do like around across the areola to meet in the center, so that way I can get like an accurate bust measurement and stuff like that. I'd have to get like a decent sized bra, like perfectly fit bra. I would have to do the under bust area, and then I'd have to take that difference, and I want to say for every like half an inch is a cup. I might be wrong on that, but the difference does correlate to cup size. I have a minute before I have to even worry about that. Oh, you're such a good word, Fendi. Fat redistribution. I haven't really noticed a whole lot of fat redistribution. Other than, I guess, my chest. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't really plan on counting my breast growth, but I'm not noticing a whole lot. My thighs are still the same. My butt is still the same. I still have my boy dents. I do hear that my skin is... People are telling me that my skin looks softer without my makeup. And my face is kind of rounding out. It's very weird. I think that might be due to the fat redistribution, because I do know that like some fat is relocated to small portions of the body. And I think that's what is being noticed right now. I'm not noticing anything. This is other people's observations. I do think that like my skin being softer is comprised of the adipose tissue that is being built up from the fat tissue underneath my skin. So I do contribute that to that. My sex drive is very low. Still very low. I do feel things a little bit differently. I need that emotional connection and intimacy to even fully get aroused in that way. So my sex drive isn't gone. It's still there. She's still annoying. It's just it takes a lot more to get through it, which makes it even more annoying, and it is frustrating. Because it is frustrating, like, sexually for me, because it does kind of make me feel like I'm not adequate, and I know it makes my wife feel like I'm not attracted to her sometimes, but that's far from the case. I just need that emotional connection a little bit more, because it takes more work. It used to be I could be very quick and done with everything if I wanted to. Doesn't matter how quick I want it over now, it just takes forever. So there's that. Gosh, it makes me sound like such a pervert talking about that. This next one I really felt, and that's my muscle development. I really felt that this last week because I was packing a whole bunch of stuff with my wife and moving stuff around. I can still lift things. I get so tired so quickly, and it's frustrating because whenever I'm looking for something, I need it to be found very quickly because I don't have the energy to just keep looking and looking, because I get tired very easily now, and that's kind of an issue because I miss my stamina. I do miss my stamina, but not enough for me to anywhere near get off my medication. All in all, I would assess that my changes so far are good. The negatives I'm dealing with, like me being tired, I'm self-medicating with essentially energy drinks and caffeine, and I still shave my body and stuff like that to get through the hair, and with my chest hurting, I just kind of massage it and put like a warm pad over it to kind of like, or a heated blanket to kind of like massage the area, so that way it's not as sore and hurting the next day. Excuse me. And those are the negatives. And I guess my sex drive is a huge negative because it's annoying. And because I understand how it makes my wife feel, I feel bad. I don't need her thinking that I'm not sexually attracted to her, because that's far from the case. I just need more from her, I guess. Not more emotional, not physical. And that's kind of how my body works right now, is the physical isn't as important as the mental and emotional. Which does kind of suck at points, because I still have those needs as well. And I try to be available for her needs and stuff like that as best I can, because that's my job as her spouse. I have started to go out even with her, and it was funny. We both got ready to go out to the bar, and she looked at me and she said, "You don't have enough makeup on." And I was almost done. I had a full face on, because she said I still look like me. And that made me so happy in a way, because that meant she still saw me. I put lipstick on, and that was it. That was the only difference between what she said to me and us going out. And our friends didn't really recognize me at the time, because I hadn't seen them in months. Most of them months. All of them months. Some of them over a year. And they didn't recognize me at all. But them seeing me, they were kind of amazed at what I'd become, and proud. But the fact that she still saw me as me, and not as this other person, helps me out, because I want her to, that's exactly what I want her to see. I want her to see me. I want her to see that I'm not going anywhere. And in a way, it was the same thing for her whenever she was transitioning. After her surgeries and stuff like that, she was still the same person I married. Physically, she was different, but what mattered, like her personality, her heart, and her soul, was the same. And to me, that's what mattered. So, whenever she got her FFS, her breast augmentation, her BBL, I looked at her the same as the day I knew her and she was only on hormones. Because she was my wife. Her surgeries aren't going to change that. And That's just the way I am. I didn't care what gender my partner was or anything like that, what they identified as. I only wanted somebody who loved me the way she did. And I finally found it. And I saw no reason to look at her any differently, because as long as she was the same person, there is no reason. At least not that I can think of. I'm very simple. Very, very simple. I am kind of becoming a little bit more high maintenance because I'm doing my makeup and stuff, and it takes me a lot longer to get ready, whereas I used to be able to throw on jeans and a t-shirt. It takes me like 30 minutes to do my makeup. My outfit prep takes me a couple minutes, but not anything egregious. And then I guess that's it. I never used to really wear cologne before, but I've started to wear like perfume a lot of the time. I wear it to work and out and about and stuff like that, and it just kind of helps make me feel more feminine. And I forgot to mention, it was the second time I met my wife fully dressed up. I was in heels, leggings, a skirt, and a little crop top with my hair, full makeup, and she was okay with it. It made me so happy because the first time she was like, "Oh wow, you can get dressed up all by yourself." And then the second time, she was like, "Oh, okay." She did kind of think I looked a little like, I think she thinks I like to walk around as like a little whorish, because I do like things a little bit more feminine, but like at the same time, my outfits make sense. I wear kind of like what goes together at the time, what I feel like I would feel best in at that moment, and the next time I see her, I do want her to be proud. We plan to go to a show, and I will say that whenever it passes, and I did want to look very nice for her. I'm getting this Chanel style like outfit, and it's a surprise, and I don't want her to look at this video and cheat and be like, "Oh, so that's what you're wearing," because she's in the show, and I want to show up and show out and be able to stand next to my wife and not just kind of be like, "Wow, who's that like decrepit looking person next to her?" I want people to like look at her, look at me, and be like, they look like they're together. And of course, we look like we're together even whenever I don't dress up. It's the difference is we look like we were made for each other whenever I can dress to her level. And I don't want her to think that she has to baby me. because I don't want her to feel like she has to baby me, because I want her to know that she can leave me alone for a set amount of time, and I'm gonna dress passable. I'm not gonna go out in like a mini skirt and like these super hyper feminine things, because I do understand that sometimes as transgender women, whenever we do dress a little bit more, whenever we do dress hyper feminine, sometimes it kind of drops us out of that passibility range. Having said that, as much as I do abide by like passibility because of my safety, passibility is kind of a joke depending on like where you're at. Whenever I'm with my friends, they don't give a shit. They don't care. Pardon my French. I do swear quite a lot because it just gets my point across. So if I swear at somebody, I swear at them because that way they know you're messing up. And in this case, it kind of like lets you know like passibility isn't really as real as you think it is, because it's hard for me to pass. I pass on here because I guess I pass. My voice is a telltale that I have a Y chromosome and I have a naturally high testosterone level because I was born male. But like, even with me doing my full makeup, my hair, sitting here in like a little top and a skirt, it's hard for me to pass. And a lot of that is the subconscious portion of like whenever I'm being viewed, it's what is portrayed. My voice is like, I hear it, people compare their voices like their second face. So even though I can look like a Barbie doll all day long, but if I sound like a Ken doll, they're gonna say him or her. Or, good lord, sorry. They're gonna say, hear him. But if I look like a Barbie doll and I sound like a Barbie doll, I'm gonna get gendered correctly. And I am trying to check on my voice therapy. I have an appointment at medical Monday morning that I get to go pick up my new hormones, and I'm gonna go ask about professional voice therapy. And I hope it goes well, because I don't like being misgendered. It lets me know that I don't pass yet, which is what it's supposed to do. And because I don't like it, I want to change it. And that's how my mind goes. I'm not gonna yell at somebody just because they're like, yes sir. I'm not gonna be like, it's ma'am. I'm not gonna be like, it's she, if they say he. I'm not like that. I would rather people like listen to the words that they're saying and be like, why am I calling this person he, and this is a woman. This is a girl. I would rather them come to that conclusion all by themselves, because I don't believe the people around me that are doing it are being malicious. I feel like they're doing what makes sense in order to cause less confusion, because I dress androgynously, so whenever say that people like look at me, since I am in a mostly female dominated environment, it's much easier and creates less confusion when they say he. Like, He needs to go get the thing of Anastasia. He's doing this, he's doing that. I asked him to do it, and stuff like that. It gives more utility and creates less confusion. Maybe not utility, but it does create less confusion because I work with only one other boy. 2, sometimes 3. Because we do have vendors come in occasionally from like Too Faced or Anastasia, or, well, not Anastasia, Lancome and like Olaplex and stuff like that. And some of them are males. So occasionally I work with 2 to 3 others. Rarely. Usually it's just 2. Most of the time I've been there, it's just been me and one other boy. And most of the girls know what's going on because they can see I'm super happy. They'll ask me like why I disappear for so many days sometimes, and I'll tell them like I got all dressed up to go see my wife, and they're like, "Ooh, what did you dress up as?" And I'll show them, and they're like, "Oh, what were you supposed to be?" And I was like, "That's me. That's how I go out." I boy mode here, which is kind of backwards because I initially got this job so that I could be more feminine. But because my numbers there are so good, I do worry that if I dress more feminine, it's going to affect my numbers negatively. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want I don't want my numbers to drop because people think see me as this boy masquerading as a girl. And that's not the case. I'm not a drag queen. I don't go perform in bars. I don't go out to get tipped. I don't ever plan to be on RuPaul's Drag Race and be a Ru girl. I meet them all the time and don't even know that these people are famous. I met Candy Ho the other day and was like, "Oh, hello." And I don't know who that is. I had no idea. Because I do meet so many drag queens and I compare them all the same. If you're talented, like, I regard you as superior. If you're less talented, you're inferior no matter what you've won. I don't care if you've won Glamorous, EOI, or anything like that. I care if you're good at what you do. If you're good at what you do, that's where you're at with me. So, like, I can see some of these RuPaul girls, and some of them are very creative, but I much rather see, like, their vision. Like, are they creative, or do they just pay for somebody else's creativity? And a lot of the new coming drag queens are creative and talented in so many ways. Some of them are very, very talented. I do apologize. I'm not really big into the drag scene. Sometimes I do get tired of drag because I am around it a lot. And I know I'm going to be around it a lot longer. I just kind of hope it separates itself from my life at some point because I am involved significantly in a lot of drag. I like costume making and stuff like that, but That's because I like to sew. But performing and stuff like that, that's not me. That never was me. That'll never be me. For many reasons. Many reasons. One really big reason that my wife knows. But that's not me. I don't need that kind of attention. I just want to get through my transition and enjoy my life. And like I said, I'm very simple. I am basic. I am a basic bitch. You're pretty basic too, aren't you? Yeah, all in all, it was a good week. We didn't do as much as I wanted to, but we did a little bit. We have a lot going for us right now, and there's a lot to come. There's a lot to come. But anyway, this is my 21st week on HRT. Please like, comment, subscribe, ask questions, feel free to comment, and pick my brain. But live free, be bold. This is Brianna Sinclair signing off.